Hi, everybody. I am Lady Stars on Fire. My real name is Michelle Espinosa, and this is the first Healing Messages video for 2019. Hallelujah. We're finally out of 2018, and 2019 finally gets to start. Again, this is going to be the first week, so it's January 1st through the 7th. But I know so many people are excited that 2018 is over, that there was a lot of hardship. And I was saying all year long that when you did the numerology on it, it came up to a number 2, which means you got to take a harmonious stand in all areas of your life, which means dealing with shadow and denials and those hardships in order to take that harmonious stand. Well, 2019, the numerology comes up to a 3. So this is the triad. This is where the 3 become 1. So we are moving in a more positive way. But understand, even in order for the 3 to become 1, us entering the number of 3 for the year, there are some tests and stuff still along the way. It's a better feeling year, and it's going to be a more higher vibrational year, taking you towards your soul purpose and so forth, which is a wonderful thing. But like I said, there still are going to be tests along the way. Now, before I get into all of the spirit guidance that I've been given, the astrology and the rune cast for this week, I want to say, if you listen to Otherland Dreams on FXBG Public Radio, we do the show, I do, and Hill Hippie do it every Tuesday night at 10 o'clock live. But you can always catch it and subscribe on Castbox. And the reason I'm saying that is we finished the season last year as the number 1 show for our company, for FXBG Public Radio. So please, if you enjoy the show, find some place and subscribe and help us keep that position. Thank you. It's so wonderful to show people that, spiritual healing and soulfulness and evolving soulfully is the most important thing. Okay, with that being said, let me get back to the video at hand. So this week I am being given, for the 1st through the 7th, and as a test. You are starting the year with a test, so to speak. We're very much coming into the energy of, we're starting the year and grabbing the bull by the horns and, trying to get our balance and get ourselves going in that right direction. And that's a wonderful thing. It really is. But the question or the test in it becomes, what is it you really want? I mean, really want. Are you still thinking too small-mindedly? Are you not seeing the bigger picture yet? That's what I'm talking about. The test here is well, what are you going for? What do you want? Are you wanting something soulfully? Or are you just stuck in the here and now and you're thinking of what I want right now? Okay? Or are you looking for the long term? Because that's what this year is about, where the 3 become 1. And it's helping you project those next 20 years. So if all you're out for is, I want this and I want it right now, you're failing the test. Okay? The idea is to look at the big picture and start going towards the big picture. But with that being said, let me jump back into what I'm actually being given for this week. I am being given the gnat as a spirit guide because I was given, 2 animals and then guidance. The gnat, or the fruit fly, is coming in. It's coming in very powerfully. And it speaks to us of mobility, flight, and survival. But it also speaks to us of seeing through different eyes, viewing things from a different form from how we normally have. It speaks to us of transformation, rebirth, and speed. And let me tell you, it's speaking to us of speed right now. As well as the manifestation that comes with that speed. But I'm also being given the seahorse, which is speaking to us, again, of seeing all sides of the situation. so that you can see all sides for a solution. Okay? It speaks to us of new partnerships that are coming in, as well as safe passage through emotional waters. Okay, so you may want to go back and look into those spirit guides, and they might have more help for you directly. However, I am being given by the eagle directly. This is a time where you need to try to be connecting with your higher self. Not necessarily the divine, but the divine within you. And that will help project you in the right direction, is what I'm being given by the guidance of the eagle itself. Now, for the rune cast for the week, I'm given Uraz, and Dagaz. But I feel Loki in the energy. And that's not just because he goes with Dagaz. I do feel Loki in the energy right now. And like I said, we're starting off with a test of, do I just want right now? Am I just going to go for what I can get right now? Or am I really going for the goal? Am I going for everything that I really want and deserve and can achieve soulfully, more or less? And that's where I get that Loki trickster energy is coming in. Iwana speaks to us of working in harmony, partnerships. It can be erotic coupling, but it speaks to us of give and take, of joint efforts. It can reveal a journey into the unseen world, attraction of opposites, and adjustments that need to be made for others in general, because it's partnership, it's working in harmony, teamwork in general. Raz speaks to us of the vital seed. It is the wild bull. It is the instinctual urges. It is the untamable spirit. It is the power of shape and reshaping of events, directions, and the purposes. Being able to grab a hold of it and manifest it, shift it, and change it, and shape it the way that you want. It is the strength that burns away all weaknesses. But it also speaks to us of a strong connection with healers, or the need of a healer, or a healing situation like surgery maybe coming up within the situation. So, but Dagaz is really where I feel the trickster is, which obviously, oh my cat is biting my finger in his playfulness. Dagaz is day, dawn, and twilight. It points to the awakening, the enlightenment, the realization that was not there before, coming to realize it. It is a sudden and unexpected shift of consciousness. It is a complete change from what you knew. Balanced realization, breakthrough from inner space to outer space. It is the mastery of appearance, power of invisibility. It is the completion of a cycle. But this is where it's coming into. Excuse me, can I kind of have my homework? As I get into the astrology, now, everybody's going to be talking to you about the regular astrology, like the eclipse that's coming up. So we have Mercury, which is moving on the 4th. It's moving out of Sagittarius, and it's moving into Capricorn, where Capricorn is completely loaded right now. It has the sun in it. It has Saturn in it, Pluto in it. And it's got Mercury coming in on the 4th. On the 5th, you have the partial solar eclipse, where the sun also is in conjunction with Saturn and with Pluto. Saturn and Pluto are not in conjunction yet, but the sun happens to be right where he's in conjunction with both of them. And then the moon is coming through. And I will get back to that. Now, you also have Uranus, which is going to go direct in Aries the very next day. And then the day after that, Venus moves into Sagittarius with Jupiter. Everything is speaking to you typically about Capricorn's energy right now. And most astrologers are only going to be talking, for the most part, about that. and what's going on in Capricorn. However, I've been saying over and over again, Spirit directs me in funny ways to different stuff, and I keep being pulled back to what is considered the guardians of the poles. And it's the Polaris star and it's the Kokub. And I'm telling you right now, it's like the windows of the universe. They are they are where that Loki energy is. They are where that test is. Okay? Because everybody else is going to be talking about what you initially are going to feel and hear and understand and be working with in astrology as you try to move forward. We're not going to be talking about, where I'm talking about the guardians of the poles, the windows of the universe. These two stars have a lot of information going on, and they are very much questioning that higher self and asking that higher self, well, are you stepping up to the plate or not? And they're not going to make it easy on you. They are trying to validate that you can move forward. Now, see, I was speaking of Dagaz. Let me help you understand. For those who read tarot, you may understand this a little bit better. The guardians of the pole, which is Kokub and Polaris, is the ones I'm talking about right now. They speak to us of the 21st card in the tarot. The universe. The world. Now see, I'm not one who just sees that energy as it's all positive. It's all a good thing and fulfilling. I see it in a more deeper, soulful way. And it's asking you, are you really coming into completion? Are you really ready to step up to the plate? Are you ready to, graduate to college? Are you ready? And it's questioning those higher self, higher soulful energies as to see if that new cycle is going to be a new cycle, or if in fact it's just a repeat. That's kind of what I'm getting out of this energy. Okay, because Kokub and Polaris Star both are coming in with the energy of Saturn, Venus, and the Sun. All three of them in one. Okay? And it speaks to us, like I said, with that energy of the universe card or the world card as well. And it's squaring Ceres in Scorpio, which means it's not necessarily getting along with your karmic energy, with that too close to home energy, too close to here. Okay? And have you been nurtured properly? Are you nurturing properly? Have you changed the cycle? Are you moving forward? Karmic energy that is in return. Are you bringing back all over again? Are you changing the spiral so it spirals out? And you're actually, stop eating my book. And you're actually moving forward. Because because it's asking you this. Ceres is all about karmic energy. It is too close to home. It is, like I said, what is nurtured properly or hasn't been. And has the lessons been learned as we move forward? So those rules, walls, boundaries, sensitivities of Venus and Saturn and the illumination of the sun, is it getting through? All three of them. Are they getting through? It's going to be difficult because it's looking for the things that you have to step up to the plate about and you have to change. It's looking for the uncomfortable to push you through the door. If you can't get through the gate, then you can't come in. I'm being honest. I'm not playing with you. This is about restarting that new cycle so that the three can become one instead of the three are still not together in a one wholeness. Now, Kokub is also not getting along with Juno, which is in Taurus. Self-worth, self-value, self-esteem, and what needs to be a sacrifice and commitment. Sacrifice does not always have to be a bad thing, because maybe it has to do with the commitment that you need to give yourself. Okay? So, It's not getting along with the fact that there's a sacrifice and commitment for your self-worth, your self-value, your self-esteem that you are not giving yourself. And it's pointing it out because it's trying to make you step up to that plate again. It's not meant to be comfortable. It's supposed to be a test that you have to pass, point blank, and start to come into, that self-worth, that self-value, self-esteem to help move you closer to the achievement of finding who you soulfully are. Told you this year was going to be starting to speak to us on a new level of what authentic is. The true authentic you. Finding the completion of that universe card. Bringing us back to this Kokub energy and this Polaris energy, which is the guardians of the pole, the windows of the universe. Now, Kokub is also in opposition with Lilith and Vesta. The soul fire with Lilith's... Nobody's going to make me do a goddamn thing I don't want to do. Are you sure? Are you sure? Lilith is all about, nobody's going to make me do a damn thing I don't want to do. She's in Aquarius, being backed up with more or less the balls of fire to do it. Vesta is soul fire. So they're in opposition. The gatekeepers are asking you to step up to the plate and evolve. Point blank. You're seeing this energy right as we move forward. You're taking the bull by the horns, and the bull's pushing you along. Are you going to let it push you along, or are you going to come into your soul fire and ignite and find out who you are and stand up for yourself and do what must be done to start being authentic, truly, on a deeper level than what most people are going to understand? These are the energies that are hidden behind the regular astrology. Now, you also have, it's begging you to speak to your higher self, to speak to your higher thinking, to speak to your higher values. Not, I just want right now. Okay? This is basically where we're going. What do you really want? What do you really want? Not what I can get. What do I really want? What do I need to do to get there? That's what these energies are about. You also have the Polaris star. It is getting along great. It is speaking to Uranus in a sextile, and it's giving you the ability to come into that soul fire and to step into it. It's still in that first house, and it's coming out of retrograde this week. So it's taking that inner communication it's been having all this time in retrograde and being able to twist it and turn it and push it back out and start to move that cycle in the proper direction. Are you connecting with your true self? Your independence, your independence, your individuality, your uniqueness, your freedom, the authentic you, the one that you don't even know you are, the one that you haven't found the strength to believe in yet. This is where we're going. Okay? But it is still having a problem with Chiron. It is squaring Chiron, which is, again, those same energies of Saturn, rules, walls, boundary, mixed with Venus's sensitivity and the sun's illumination. It's not exactly going to have comfortability with that energy of Chiron, which you're still having in denial, which you're still not wanting to fess up to, which you're still not wanting to change, because that means you've got to get out of the uncomfortable zone. You've got to step into the new 12-12. Basically, I was just told that again. So it's about moving out of what's comfortable and starting to move into a new direction. Now, that is the guardians of the pole, and that's only the guardians of the pole. Now, when I get into the regular astrology, again, like I said, Mercury is moving into Capricorn. Capricorn is freaking loaded. Okay, on a universal standpoint, Capricorn is politics. It is where our careers take place, but it's also where we in our outer community build the foundations for those goals and those dreams that we wish to build. Okay, and it's full. It's got Pluto in it, which is in conjunction with the sun, which is in it, which is in conjunction with Saturn, which is in it, Mercury is moving in, and the moon's going to fly by this week for the solar eclipse or the partial solar eclipse. Like I said, Mercury comes in on the 4th. The solar eclipse takes place on the 5th. Then I'll get to the other two in a minute. I mean, your illumination is. Hey, look. I'm sorry. I threw you on the floor. Your illumination of who and what you are and what foundations you can start building in the outer community is speaking to also your ego and your shine and how you can be seen, but it's speaking to the rules, walls, and boundaries. It's speaking to Pluto and death, decay, and destruction for renewal, rebirth, and regeneration. It is setting new spiritual and soulful platforms for what it is you desire in life. Or you gotta step up to the plate and start going after what you truly desire. That's what this eclipse is about, because that lunar eclipse later on in the month is going to make sure that it got through your head, or at least it's going to be doing what it can to help project everything in the right direction. This is the standpoint where that test is coming in to push you in the right direction, guys. Now, like I said, it's about setting a new platform, a new foundation to build a spiritual soulfulness off of, the authenticness of finding who you didn't even know you were, and bringing it to the beauty, to the world for everybody to see. Now, you also have Uranus, which is going direct again, like I said, in Aries on the 6th, the day after. It's just starting the cycle. Really, I mean, now that it's coming out of retrograde, it's truly just starting the cycle. And you only have a little bit of time left in Aries before it jumps back into Taurus. So this is making sure if there is any of that independence, individuality, uniqueness, and freedom that you haven't touched base on, it's going to start hitting hard right now. Like I said, we're grabbing the bull by the horns as we start off this year. Now, you've got Venus, which is moving into Sagittarius on the 7th at the end of the week, bringing it in more or less into Jupiter territory. So those sensitivities are also going to heighten. But remember, I keep saying Jupiter right now in Sagittarius is like speaking to your higher self, point blank. That's really what the connection's about. Speaking to your higher self, and where are we not up to par? Like I said, it's the test that's starting the year, putting you in the proper direction. And are you setting the proper direction right now? That is your keys. That's the important part. Now, harmonious this week, you do have the Sun and Saturn, which are in conjunction. They are getting along great with Neptune and with Chiron. So that's your 10th house, your outer community, you know, of your careers, your goals, your dreams, your outer community of everything you're trying to want to build and grow upon, make a platform and foundation to start. And it's getting along with the magic of being able to bring that forward. Chiron is getting along with it, of giving you the gatekeeper of wholeness, of going, well, this is where we learn from our mistakes, so let's not do that shit again, more or less. And it's helping you move in that proper way. There's a healing there as you move forward. However, in that very same sign, again, I said Mercury is now going to be entering into Sagittarius, into Capricorn. Mercury, though, your communication outwardly with others is not necessarily agreeing with Chiron or with Mars. And Mars is now in Aries. Okay? So Mars has already started the cycle. Mars has come out of all of that hot blowing off steam energy from sitting in Pisces for so long. Chiron hasn't quite gotten out of Pisces yet. It's still the wounded healer, still sifting through the last little bit of bullshit. Okay? And it's not getting along well with the outer communication that's coming out. So watch your word vomit. Watch your word vomit this week, and try to connect with the heart and soul, and think about what you want to say before you actually say it. Make sure that you're putting the words out properly. It's very important. Now, Lilith and Vesta, which is in Aquarius, like I said, where the rebel within lies, more or less, it is getting along great with Jupiter, though, because it's giving you those opportunities to pull that soulfulness up and out of you. In the truths and the ballsiness of what you're not normally able to step up to the plate about. It's helping enhance you moving forward and stepping up to the plate. But with Lilith, it has a little bit of that. Am I soulful, really? Or am I being egotistical? Can be right down the line. So you want to watch your self-centeredness and make sure that you're truthfully stepping up to the plate and soulful for yourself, but not necessarily in a self-centered way. Okay, like I said, it takes you back to that Mercury energy, even though it's a whole different conversation. How are you using your words? It can make or break a lot this week. Now, from the 1st through the 3rd, Venus is sextiling Pluto. Venus is in Scorpio still, at the time. And it's, like I said, sextiling Pluto. So you're talking about universally, what are your relationships responsible for? What are the responsibilities within the relationships? And your relationships have to do with any and everything you care about. You care about your money. You have a relationship with your money. You have a relationship with your car. You have a relationship with anything you care about. Not just your lovers and your children and your family or your working environment. Anything you care about. So, what is the responsibilities within those relationships? That is speaking to Pluto. Death, decay, and destruction. For renewal, rebirth, and regeneration, which equals change, but it's on a soulful, spiritual level of sensitivity of what it is we need to make sure those relationships are doing with our outer communities. What are they doing, and what's the responsibility? And it's going to be touching in the sensitivity of the spiritual soulfulness for you as you move it forward. Basically, that's what that's all about. All from the 1st through the 3rd is where that energy is. Then you have Uranus, which is going direct, like I said, at the end of the week, in the universal 1st house of Aries, is getting along with Mercury, which will be going from Sagittarius into Capricorn. So your communication has gone from a higher spiritual, soulful thinking, because it was closer to Jupiter in Sagittarius, on where I just say point blank, that speaks to our higher self on all levels, and that communication that it's been dealing with it being so close to Jupiter, is moving out of that energy, away from that extra oomph of power, and is moving into Capricorn. But it's coming in with everybody that's there. It's, like I said, it's getting along with those rules, walls, and boundaries that you want to reshape and change and direct in new directions, with the soulfulness that's coming with the death, decay, and destruction, for the change, for the renewal, rebirth, and regeneration that's taking place with Pluto in Capricorn, with the sun and the illumination that you're starting to see, learn, and feel and understand that is there. The moon is going to fly right through there, speaking to the depths of who and what you are, as well as the body itself and that level of physical soulfulness. I mean, Mercury is coming in from one level of energy, coming from like the daddy of, the zodiac, more or less, from Jupiter, to just all these other high hitting powerful plays. And he's going to fly right through here in this energy. He's getting along great with Uranus. So listen to your intuition, listen to your soulfulness. Just watch your self-centeredness. Okay, and you should be fine, because that Mercury is definitely there to help you communicate what you want to communicate. It's just, it may be coming out as word vomit if you're not using it properly. Now, the thing is, Uranus is not getting along with the North Node. You're coming into the bull. You're coming into Uraz's energy, and the bull, taking the bull by the horns and being ready to, step up to the plate and take everything. But, again, here comes back to the real question. What do you want? Have you learned? Are you stepping and putting your foot, getting your footing in the right places? Are you starting to get your foot in the door for the proper direction? Because the North Node's now in Cancer, and it's speaking to you of home. This is home, not this. This is home. This is the karmic home that can't be taken away. And the only way to get there is to listen to the higher self. Point freaking blank. So, it's not necessarily getting along with that energy, which also is not getting along with Pluto. Death, decay, and destruction for the soulful change, for renewal, rebirth, and regeneration. And then it swings right back around to Uranus. So, everything comes down to, hun, do you want what you can get? Or are you coming into who and what you are? Setting the long goals and going for what you truly can have. And believing in yourself. Because that's what it all comes down to. Are you ready to start a new cycle? Or are you going to start the same and redo all over again? I love you. Bye.